on YouTube and welcome over at DAC Zoom. Glad you're here. We love when you come to Zoom because you can ask questions and you can have some dialogue at the end. And that's primarily why we do these live, right? Otherwise, we would just put out videos. So appreciate you being here in the live on Zoom so you can ask questions and interact. Um, Tuesday, that means tonight is broker night. We're going to be doing these presentations Tuesday and Thursday through the end of this month. I will be doing tonight's. Um, After that, we may go to once a month. We haven't decided how we're going to proceed in August yet. I will tell you that August is traditionally a low meeting attendance month because it's summer and a lot of people have summer activities. However, they're engaged in a lot of live meetings, in a lot of live interactions, barbecues, vacations, camping trips, all kinds of stuff. We're usually more social. August is a very social. It's the last month before kids go back to school. So any parents with school age kids are very active with their kids before school starts again and with other parents. So it's a very big time for um, live interaction. It's also a time where YouTube and videos get gobbled up. People spend a lot of time watching things. So recordings become more valuable in this time. So the live events are designed for what? Live interaction. But being that we're not getting a lot of live interaction because most of the prospects are watching it, get what they need. They don't have questions. They just ask their enroller and move on, or they're gobbling up the recording. So we're watching our recording views very high versus our live attendance. So, um, we want to keep doing live if it's a tool you guys can use and benefit from. However, we're asking people to volunteer their evenings and co-hosts, and so it does have man hours involved supporting that. And if it's not going to, vet out at least a handful of questions every time, there's no reason to have a support staff there, two support staff, and a speaker when it's not really generating much communication from live. So we're going to do it through the end of this month, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then after that, we'll probably go to once a month or once a week at the best, once a week. But I'm leading toward once a month right now. But we're still taking all your feedback. So if in the chat box, go ahead and chat. We've done this. We've been taking this feedback. If you want to share, do you like the idea of one bigger event per month, one live event that everyone promotes, or do you like weekly lives? And are you seeing the value from your team? One of the things about broker expansion events is some people don't invite unless there's a scheduled event. Some people in your broker team may not even think to build a brokerage agency until there's an event to promote. So that's the downside of not having a scheduled event. Without having a pending event, some people aren't focused on it. It's kind of like Amazon Prime Day, and a bunch of people buy a bunch of stuff because it's a special day. And just know that we're sharing. So put that in your chat. But the long and short of it is this: your brokerage growth, and this is team building training. So I want to get right into it. You locally, if you want to have a lot of success with a personally enrolled team, because you're automatically guaranteed to get paid on your personally enrolled team, then I would start thinking, what can you and your personally enrolled team do to generate more funding client leads for you, more funding client relationships for you? And the best way to do that is local. It doesn't mean you can't do it overseas. I mean, over state lines and over city lines. But if you and I were in the same town and we tag team together at the Chamber of Commerce meetings. We tag team together going out and canvassing a local town. We tag team walking in places together and we say, we're going to get to know everyone in this town as us. The buddy system prevails, super successful. Imagine what that could do. So who do you have in your team local right now that you're teaming up with and monopolizing your marketplace? Who are you teaming up with locally to make certain that you have every business owner in your town, if they think funding, think you? Have you done that yet? Because having a brokerage team recruiting 50 people throughout the country that you hope they do something is really a waste of time. It's really a waste of time. That's not a strategy. Imagine a Century 21 broker just recruiting 100 Century 21 agents going, I hope they sell a home, and not having any goal setting meetings, not having any discussions locally, not looking at how many leads they're getting, not looking at how many of those leads are converting into a signed contract to sell a home or buy a home. They're just kind of like, recruit them and hope. That's the strategy of a lot of brokers. We train against that. Lead your local market, recruit a person, field train them, put them through the certification, put them through the game plan, and then get out and do the stuff with them. Field train them. If you don't know how to yet, let them know. I'm learning with you. I'm learning with you. Ignore this call quick. I'm learning with you. I've gone through the certification. I'm going through the training as well. And get through the training. Start having conversations. You want to know how to talk to clients? Call 20 today. Walk into 20 today. You'll learn all the questions they ask and what questions they don't ask, and you'll know how to answer the 5 top questions. We've got videos on how to answer them all, but you think you need more training. A new broker thinks they need more training. They need more prep, more prep, more prep. And the reality is, if you watch our trainings, you go to the Agent Resource Center and you go through every training and read everything under business funding. Now all you got to do is talk to clients, right? And so you as a recruiting tool, recruiting training that is you have to be communicating this to your team. You have to recruit people who want to do DAC. You have to not talk people into doing DAC. You have to recruit people who want to do DAC. So that starts in your messaging. We don't sell this as a simple, there's nothing to this. Hey, you want to make millions and it's free. Hey, we can get everyone a loan who applies. Hey, we're better than a bank. A bunch of immature statements that don't move any professionals. They only move gullibles. That you can do that, but you don't want gullibles. You want professionals who are little, they're tried and true, or at least they're willing to try and be true. I like that. I like that. I got to write that down. Well, it's recorded. They're tried and they're true, or they're willing to be tried and true. So that's who you're looking for. So in your recruiting today, every day, look at your team and say, how many leads are they producing? How many applications are they doing? How many fundings are they doing? Do I have an active team who is successful? And, I was just talking to Tyler about the user experience of the LMS. And he's got some people said they couldn't download the PDF and they're just doing it wrong. They don't know how to download a document. It's not that the system's not working, it's user error. And you can try to make things easier, but some people just don't know how to download on Microsoft. And it's Microsoft, or they don't know how to save a picture on their phone. It's Apple. I mean, we can't solve for everybody's user errors if someone doesn't know how to download a document. We can't solve for that. Now, if there's a break, let's figure it out. Is there a way to make it easier? Let's say it easier. But at some point, you got to have someone who is proficient enough. So the same thing goes with people you're recruiting. If someone's not proficient enough to understand there are requirements to qualify for funding, and if someone's not qualified, that doesn't make the funding bad. It makes the client not qualified. If they can't understand that basic level, they shouldn't be a broker of business funding, right? Go market water for free and don't complain about the chlorine in it that kills people. There's nothing that's absent of required ability to overcome an obstacle. Everything in life, whether it's being an employee, being a parent, being a spouse, being a kid, being a friend, being a Christian, being a coach, or being a business owner, or being a broker, all of them require people being able to endure some stuff, to be able to handle a wave now and then, to be seaworthy enough to actually hit a wave and go through it and not be flipped over. Everybody's got to be able to endure a little bit and show proficiency to endure, or they are going to waste your time. So I would start by saying, in the people you're recruiting, what are you looking for tried and true? How many do you have? And how many are you telling they need to be tried and true as you're communicating? How many do you have and how many are you recruiting that way? So if you've got 50 people and none of them are tried and true, look at your messaging. Are you just overselling how great this is and not showing any of the requirements? Um, are you, if so, modify that immediately. You're looking for experienced B2B people. Real simple. Experience B2B people or people who are willing to go do it now. Get trained and go. Like it's Tuesday, by Thursday, they're ready to talk to businesses already because they'll have gone through training on Wednesday. That's who you're looking for. So you got to be willing to say that. Imagine you own a oil change place and you're hiring people to do oil changes. And I come to you and go, yeah, I graduated from the University of Michigan School of Business. I've got 30 years business experience, and I'm really interested in working for you because I like Uncle Ed's oil and I like your logo, and I think I can bring a lot of value to your company. And you say, great, do you know how to change the oil on a 1987 Camaro or a 2025 Chevy? I'm like, I have no clue how to change oil. I drive it in and pull it in. Am I of any value to Uncle Ed's oil? Now, if I say no, but my whole life I've wanted to be the oil change guy, and you give it to me, I'll digest that homework, and tomorrow I'll be able to change the oil on every car that comes in this place, or I'll ask you to help me if I don't know for sure. I'm hungry. I want to know how. That person can be hired. So you either need to know how to do it already, or you need to be hungry. Those two ingredients are required of every new broker we recruit, right? This is common sense, I know, but I know a lot of people have just recruited mass numbers, hoping, and then say, wow, I got a bunch of people okay, you got a bunch of people who don't have experience calling on B2B and don't have ambition to call on B2B. They're attending and they're listening and they love the funding and they even love David Rutz but they don't love and they're not willing to help a business owner out. Okay, well, that's not an effective broker. Again, it's a bunch of real estate agents who aren't willing to talk to anyone about selling their home or buying a home. It doesn't matter how many agents you have. 95% of the agents never sell a home. We don't kill the industry. We say they shouldn't have proceeded in the first place. They shouldn't have become an agent, but they didn't know that. So we're going to have the same type numbers. So I'm trying to skirt, you're on the team building training. I'm trying to skirt you on the front end, lead with the requirements, not with the benefits of the opportunity. Mention the benefits, mention the upside, but you got to also show the prerequisites. Do you know how to change oil? No. Do you have the hunger to learn how? No. Then I don't care. If you're graduated from Harvard, you're not being hired at Uncle Ed's Oil because we need people who can change oil, right? Same thing here. Do you want to have you ever called on businesses? Do you see how the business funding can be a fit? Absolutely. Yes to both. Beautiful. We'd love to have you. Have you ever called on businesses? Nope. Do you see how the business funding can be a fit? I don't know. It seems pretty expensive compared to a bank. But I guess there's some people who just are really desperate and can't get approved at a bank, and so we should get them some money. Would you have the willingness to call on people? Well, only if they're desperate, and maybe if their lights aren't working on their building and they look like they're about to close and they're like, bottoms up. They're not a good broker, right? So I'm giving extremes because I see the amount of people who don't have experience and don't get experience. That means they didn't have the ambition or the hunger. So, in your recruiting efforts to have an effective brokerage, number one, teamify, get together with them, get together, talk regularly, go do some game plans. I got a game plan at 3 o'clock today with someone Eastern, so one of my personally enrolled people. I'm talking to people I personally enrolled. We're going through some things. Now, some are more active than others. They determine that, not me, right? And on the front end, if anyone you personally recruit, you have to communicate the truth. I've had some people join who I've not had conversation with. They just saw my Facebook post, and so I don't know whether they have the prerequisites or not, and you don't either. So you have to give them assignments, as we talked about last Tuesday. You have to have them do A, B, C, D. And if they do A, B, C, D, they show some ambition, then get on the phone and do the game plan with them, right? So the certification is now live for all new brokers coming forward. All existing brokers who did not do the beta, you'll be uploaded and invited over the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay, if you didn't participate in the beta, then I want to get certified. You'll be invited to get certified in the near future. Right now, it's all those who invited asked to be in beta were. That's now closed, and all the new brokers are being added to the certification now. Um, all existing brokers who did not say, yeah, put me in the beta and are not brand new, you'll be invited. There's thousands of you. We're inviting you all in. We're uploading a mass email and inviting you all in, but we're doing it in stages to test. This is live. Anytime you go live, it's still beta. There's no bugs that we're aware of, but when you go live to thousands of people, you may find some other issues. So we're doing it in stages. Well done, Tyler. Very, very, we're executing with urgency, but yet caution, professionalism. So know that you'll be invited. You don't need to email support. When am I going to get my invite? When? I want to be certified. You're going to get it soon, just so you know. But the prerequisites need to be displayed. If I need to hire an accountant, I need to know if you understand accounting and want to be an accountant. Otherwise, why would I hire you? Doesn't matter where you got your degree and if you're a CPA. You don't want to be a CPA anymore. Why would I hire you? So do some prerequisites or have some, at least share what's required. Now, if you had a team of just four, I want you to imagine this. You and four get together every day at your local Starbucks and you get after talking to businesses in your town and you meet up for lunch and you get after talking to businesses in your town and then you do follow-ups in your car and then you do goal setting the next morning at coffee and you spend 3 hours over coffee because you're goal setting, strategizing, training, going through some things and then boom, you break. And then you come back the next day and then you break and you come back the next day and huddle and break, huddle and break. You know what? You do 5 or 10 fundings a month, every month. It just like every real estate office has leads coming in every day because they're doing things to generate leads. It doesn't just happen because we say yes. That's why 95% of agents never sell a home. If you become a real estate agent today, imagine what you must do to compete with the thousands that are already existing in your town. Yet people start every day and make $250,000 the first year because they blow away the existing brokers who aren't doing the thing to get the get the contacts in the conversations and the belief of customers. You have to do what gets belief from customers. You have to do what gets belief from your team. You have to be a team leader. You have to, if you're going to build a broker team, make sure they want to call on B2B or they either already have or they want to. And then they can become proficient with our standards, our certification, and then they go through the funding training, and then they can get clients. And you don't have to worry about them sitting on a bench, right? So don't recruit just anybody who wants to change oil, as my example gave. Find people who've got experience changing oil or an ambition to learn how to change oil on every car. And then let's roll. And if a Volkswagen pulls up and I've never changed a Volkswagen and I'm looking under the hood and there's no engine, oh, it's in the back of the car. Yeah, you'll make some mistakes now and then, but you got someone with you and you figure it out. But you get under the bay and you wait for the car to pull in, right? You're there, you show up, you show up. So team building training today is about showing up, finding the right people and making sure we inform them up front what's required of them. It's really that simple. And then teamify, get together with them, unify, and let's monopolize the marketplace. And if you got to do that through Zoom, do it through Zoom. Every one of you, if you've heard me say do a Zoom meeting with your group and you've not gotten a Zoom and you start doing your own Zooms yet, you're not being coachable. You're just not being coachable. If you want to build a team, you're on the team building training, be coachable. And that means do what you hear me say to do, and you'll have success. It's really that simple. You're going to see future trainings coming forward where we do a lot of local centric stuff, what you want to do with your local brokerage. And because even if you want to build outside the state, you can, but that'll be inefficient compared to your local brokerage. And local brokerages are going to dominate. They're going to dominate the production of our company. The people that have local teams will dominate the production of our company. And the the compensation enhancements that are coming are going to reward that. They're going to reward that. So the benefits are far outweigh the drawback. Um, but you do have to engage with people and you do have to lead people. What questions have you got before we go recruit some people for tonight and go help some clients? Any questions from anybody? It doesn't have to be related to what I talked about today, but hopefully it's team building first, not client acquisition. That's tomorrow with Wade. Any questions at all about team building or building a brokerage? You like my Bank Breezy shirt? No questions at all. Any comments from anybody? Okay, Scott. Scott, a question. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey David, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good. It's not so much with building a team at the moment, but I was curious really with the product that you have to offer, how you would go about properly level setting with your borrower, with your client on portraying everything accurately in front of them and getting them to commit to getting funding. Just the quick and easy, like 1 minute. How do you level set with your borrower?
Yeah, I'm going to ask you this not as in a disciplinary way, just for feedback of data knowledge. Have you already watched the business funding training?
I have.
Okay, that's how.
Okay.
The business funding training, and I'll do it right now for everybody's benefit in case you're brand new. But what we teach is what works better. Otherwise, we find out what people are doing, the top producers. Um, and if you look, if broker support were to go look in the back office right now at the total bonus revenue created by our brokers, top down, and I'm looking at that for the comp plan, the top production people is myself and Wade Cordell. We're the top two producers. Now, there's a lot of other producers that are in the field as well. We're corporate. How are we out? Because we do exactly what we're teaching to do. And a lot of people don't do Wade only uses the drop cards,
Sure.
local drop cards only. He's not made a phone call. He's
Yeah.
never made a telemarketing call. But locally, he goes around and talks to people and he gives out his cards. And he's second top producer in volume in the company.
Okay.
And
That's all I need to do.
how am I at the top for the because I will do calls, I will do the follow everything we teach. I do send the emails, I do drop the drop cards, I do have the cards. So now that doesn't mean that we're better than everybody else. We're not. It's we've had more production. We've been doing this longest. You
Yeah.
know, I've been here since the beginning, so of course I've got the highest volume. But I will say that anytime we've taught how to set the table. I just want to introduce myself. I'd love to learn more about your business, and I want you to know what I do because I'm in business funding, because I have a passion to help those business owners in my community
Yeah.
to grow or get through a tight pinch. It's a passion of mine. It's
You have
really
the
my
passion.
heartfelt belief.
You're telling the story that of your passion and everything to your borrowers in
That's
the
all I
form of
do.
passion. Yeah.
And it
I get
doesn't
it.
matter, Scott, if it's the receptionist, the cashier, or the owner. Same story,
Yep.
because guess what? The cashier becomes my messenger then. The reception, everybody knows this guy really cares about businesses. And it's the truth. It's why I started the company, right? So, and I have a passion to help businesses. So I just want to introduce myself and give you my card in case you ever have an opportunity or you're in a tight pinch. How many times did you hear that on the training? And if you walked with me into a restaurant today in 2025, after hearing what all the other people have done in DAC in the last 10 years, it's the same thing that I said in 2015, and it's the top producing words. And people come in and change it. I can't stop them from changing it. I've listened to people's recordings where they go right into something else. And they don't start with, hey, I'm just calling to introduce myself. You don't know me directly. I just want to introduce myself. They won't say that because they think it's not professional, or I don't know why.
Stick to
But
what works.
stick to what's in the training because it's the top productive things. Get the drop cards. I
Yep.
don't have, I'm in my upstairs desk. I got my business cards that I hand out. Um, Drop cards are, the postcards, those are better. So set the table, but go local. If you go local and grow local, that means businesses you can walk into and actually meet and greet and
Hmm.
inform. That's all you're doing. The outcome doesn't matter today. You're planting seeds for future harvest. And
Yep.
don't worry about how many apply today. Just go out and build relationships and find out about their business. Be curious, care about them, really care. And, I was talking to my wife today, and I'm glad you asked this, Scott, because it's bringing this up. I know this is recruiting training, but by the way, the same concept in recruiting. I really care about helping business owners, and I'm looking for people that want to be brokers in our town to help all the businesses and make an impact in this community and help all the businesses. And if you've got a heart to serving businesses, this would be a great business for you. They don't need training if they have a heart to serve businesses. Then
Got to
it's
have
just
that
a matter
passion.
of give me the feature. You don't have to recruit for money. You're recruiting for impact. Recruit purpose-driven people. If you recruit purpose-driven people, so tell your story both ways. Story for why you're introducing yourself for funding, and story why you're talking to them about the business. I want to help this area. I want every business owner in this area to know about our funding so that we give them that big chance and leg up. And I need more brokers who want to help me do that. That's inspiring to the right people, right? That's
The
fun with
energy
the
that
right
you're
people.
talking, you're conveying, and that energy that you're harnessing and sort of like throwing out there, see who actually, takes that and does something with it. It's
Now
really good.
imagine, Scott, where do you live, Scott?
I'm Chicago.
Imagine you live in Milford, Michigan with me, and we're getting together every day for coffee, and we jump on the 11:30 Zoom, just say hi, everyone,
Yep.
and tell us what we've done. But then we break and go out together. Before long, you're like, it's contagious. It's contagious. And that doesn't mean you're at a disadvantage if you don't have that. That means
Yeah.
do that thing, right? So that's the key. And you can say it over the phone, you can say it in person. You got the Dehane brothers or family, Matthew and Nick. Nick's Matt's son. They both have to do it all over the phone, and they're in the top 10 producers of our company, or I'd
Sure.
say top 20. I don't know for sure, but top 20 for total bonus revenue overall. And they do it only through the phone, right? So there's other ways, but local is, I look at some people that have had local success and their volume is way up there, even if they were only with us for a year,
Sure.
you know, because
Okay.
they got a lot of personal clients. Great question, though. And we've
Thanks,
got
David.
boss woman Leandra,
Hello, can you hear me?
loud and clear.
Awesome. Thank you so much for this amazing training once again. I really appreciate it. I'm learning so much on the trainings.
All right.
Um, my question to you is when I start building a team, right? What can you go through an example of what type of meeting you would have with your team?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
things are you talking about? What are you saying, to your team?
Absolutely. And I'll give you the highlights. It's hard to do
Okay.
it all
Yes.
here, but you'll have a recipe.
Yes.
And the good news is in the LMS, you're going to have a local leaders responsibility training and local leaders game plan strategy session of who to look for in your local meetings, what to do in your local meetings, what to do in your local get-togethers, et cetera. So you'll have that in the LMS. Not yet, but here's a highlight. The highlight is number one, recruit for the right type people. So what I'm saying right now, I'm doing what I would do in a local meeting, talking about the caliber of people we're getting and what we're doing, how many people are getting leads, how many people have applications coming in, how many people are building relationships, how much networking did we do, because that is the business we're in. So, have we built any relationships? So, the start would be a setting of the table of diagnosing our current situation, setting goals with everybody who's got in the business because you're different than me. I'm different than Joe. Joe's different than Lisa. We all have different goals. So we set goals together. We set activity goals then together to hit our goals. And then we report back how we're doing. So there's a camaraderie. You're going to let us know, Leandra, what's your goals? My goal is to get one client a week. Okay, Leandra, and to do that, how many relationships do you think you got to build per week? Right now, I think I got to build 80 to 100 business owner relationships a week so that eventually I got one of them a week applying. Okay, so, and eventually you won't have to keep doing that once your funnel's got 1,000 business owners in it, but you're going to do 80 to 100. Okay, so that means this week you're going to approach 80 to 100 conversations. Great. Let's see you on Friday. Let us know how it's going. And maybe send a text every once in a while. Give us some kind of some feedback all throughout while it's going. So you set a goal, you set an activity goal, and you set a request to engage and report back with everybody else on the team so that we're all a team. We're all a team. Just like a football team or a dance team or anything else. We all have a role to play. Let's all communicate with it. We have some recognition and we discuss a training subject of the week. It's usually a game plan that you heard on Monday, something that David talked about on Monday, or the DAC team talked about on Monday, or that was emailed out on Monday. We're giving you kind of a playbook to take to your team each week. We do that on Monday. So it's really that simple. Now there's barbecues, there's other team building events that you'll hear about, but it's really look at everybody's game plan, hear everybody's goals and the reason why, talk about everybody's activity, what we're going to do, and then report back how we're doing. Now, you do it in a quick way. If there's 10 of us, hey guys, we want to make more of an impact, big goal, macro level goals. The 10 of us between us, we want to have 10 fundings a week, right? I mean, there's 10 of us. We should be making that type of impact, 10 fundings a week, average 80,000 each. So we should be helping 800,000 in funding a week. Let's do this. Let's do it. And oh, wow, look, Leandra, you did 2 this week. Good job because I had 0. So you helped pick up my loose change. Let's go. Next week, maybe it'll be me, but we encourage each other. So just like any other locker room or team bus or get together social event, as long as you have the goals for the area set, an individual goal set, individual activity set, and then camaraderie, the rest fills itself in. You bet. And then there's a training we did on the being a local leader requirements. There's some other things you can look at on there as well. But that's in the end, just like when you tell your story, when you walk in a restaurant and you tell your story of why you're introducing yourself, that you just love helping business owners and we're here to help. Now, I didn't go through the rest of the script. All we did was talk about how we're setting the table. And when you set the table that way, you've got a friend. You got a friend in me, right? You got a friend in them on the other side. Even if you interrupted them, you're not selling them anything, you're offering something, and you have a desire to help them. Not everyone goes, "Oh, thank you. We love you. You're just amazing." Not everyone says that, but you're not going to get negative reaction. And you're going to get some who give you a business card and some would take a business card and you're going to build relationships, but you got to be curious and you got to actually be interested in them. Same thing when you recruit someone. Why are you doing this? What are you trying to make this happen for? What's your goals? What's your reason why? Okay, because they've already been through the training and now they've already gotten certified if they're new. You're talking to certified brokers who've already gone through the 3 hours of training, taken some quizzes, right? So they've already done some assignments. And now you're talking game plan with them and you're setting activity goals and you're getting the reason why. That's someone you should invest in. And you should talk together about your macro goals, the goals of you as a group. How can we do this as a group? This is what we want to do. Are you looking at building a brokerage? Okay, how many fundings would you like to do in your whole team? I know you don't have a team yet, Leandra. How many? I'm just using your name. I know you do have a team, but how many brokers? You're brand new, Leandra, but how many do you? I'd love to be helping 20 businesses a week. You know, I think I'd be making an impact in my town if I had 20 businesses a week getting funding. Great. You're going to need a broker team to do that. It's going to be hard to help 20. You're going to need 20 other people. So you 20 of the right people. You get 100 of the wrong people, you won't get 20 fundings. But you get 20 of the right people and you'll get 20 fundings a week. So we want to look for the right people, right? And you're already creating a story. It's not just a story. This is I get emotional. There's no better impact than helping someone retire from a job or quit a job to do a stay-at-home business. There's no better to me. I mean, it's right up there with salvation. It's not, but it's visceral. It feels good when you help someone quit a job because they've replaced it with a better income doing something else, and we're making a big impact. I see Matt's got his hand up, and then Brianna. So let's go to Matt. Brianna, thank you for the question, Leandra. How you doing, Matt?
Phenomenal, man. I am just completely fired up. All right. LMS certification is going to create the 5% of those that you've recruited now that are actually doing. It's going to go to 25% plus. I did a little estimation, actuary calculation. It's going to be 1 in 4 as opposed to 1 in 10 that you're going to be investing your time with, the focus. They're going to get after it. This is game changing is an understatement. I am so pleased to have you do this. Now, motivates me, and I want to talk 2 questions here. You mentioned about ranking and recognition and all that, and I heard you, Nick and I. I'd love to see, I say glory board, but the ranking of the total number of new Bing Breezy funding clients. Now, I have the question about that would be cool to show, where I am, because I got to be in the top 5, but I'm not. That's going to motivate me. And that's me. There's other people that get motivated by that, and I'm one of those people. I was in the other company with my Jack LaLanne and all that. I just love to see hey, if I didn't do it, I'm staying until I faint, until I get it done kind of guy. So I want to make sure we have that kind of recognition board or something like that. That would be cool. Will the new clients that I'm saying from day one, 2018 to the upgrade in 2023 be included? Obviously, all the clients from day one since I enrolled with the BR. You're not just going into your CRM from when we switched from Youngevity. You're including all. Okay.
Your back office today includes every client you ever gotten.
Really? Okay.
From day one. Yep.
Oh wow! I didn't notice.
Not just the CRM. Yeah, the CRM only has what we did once we started with Monday last, like 2024 January.
January 23. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yep.
But I don't know if that's when we started with Monday CRM. I think that was a year later, but maybe it was all added. But no, the BR in your DAC back office includes every funding we've done since 2015.
Okay.
Now, the number of personal clients is new original clients. So like if yours shows 18, I'm just going to throw a number out, 18 clients, you may have had one of them renew 20 times. It only shows 1, right? But the BR is accurate.
Okay. Yeah, but they're not.
They will all count, yes.
Okay, you're going to upgrade it and include them in the. Well, it's okay. I don't see them in the back office, the old clients, but that's okay.
No, the clients aren't listed, but the bonus revenue is. So what happened is when we launched our own back office, we knew past bonus revenue was needed for qualifications, personal clients for DAC 1, DAC 2, DAC 4, AD, RD, and all that. So we actually went through and took anyone who had gotten a client in the past and took all their bonus revenue and tabulated it and added it day one. So when we started DAC's back office in 23, I think it was, we uploaded, let's say you had 60,000 bonus revenue. We added the 60,000, 13 clients and 60,000 or whatever. We added that in that day. So it's all retroactive.
Excellent.
So we didn't add the customer names. We didn't add the names, but we did add the number and the number of customers.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't notice that, but that's fine. It's there now. You just recently updated it? Or
no, it was done day one. That's how you were DAC 4 day one.
No, I'm saying, okay, interesting. All right. I don't see anywhere where there's a total bonus revenue for new clients, but that's okay. It's total commissions.
Well, maybe it doesn't show on your side. Maybe it's only our back office.
It is. Yeah, it must. Okay. So I'd love to see that.
Okay. That I will. You are going to see it because part of the new commission ladder will be how much bonus revenues you produce in total.
Phenomenal.
That's what climbs you up the ladder. So we're going to have to show you. That's why I was looking at it. So it's going to have to show you that.
There you go. And that's what I would love to see. I'd love to see where I stand and what I need to do. I love it.
Yeah.
Just fire, man. And it's funny today. I'm just going to give a personal commentary, guys, on this. I was sick for 6 weeks. I'm back. Thank you, Jesus. I was not making 1/10 of the calls I normally do to contacts. And you mentioned Nick and I are not in the country, and certainly obstacles and challenges are something to use to motivate you, right? And be an overcomer. and no fault of my own. We get up to the States, use the drop cards as David just laid out, as Wade's done exclusively. Apparently, that's interesting. I always get the cards when I get up there. Get those cards and get out in person. And several clients, as a result of it, buy my on my visits, 1 month visit, every year or so, which has got to ring a bell for anybody here who's in one of the several states, in a community, in a town, and get those cards. It's not a crutch. It's a tool, but it's more than a tool. It's a reminder to them who to contact, and just giving them something to refer to. But follow up with their business card. I just wanted to say
Yes.
that. I'm sure Wade hand them out. I always ask them for cards. So I got a stack of cards, and because I asked them for their card as they were, shaking their head in a positive, affirmative way, like, oh, okay, looking at my, card, I say, oh, by the way, could I have your card? Just in case there's any updates or some type of incentives for your industry that you may want to hear about. Now we've got that. Oh, I'm leading with core rate now. This has got me. I wanted to tell you about being sick and being now healthy and 100%. My attitude is just crystal clear. I'm making calls now, and I'm like, this is not the same person that's been making calls for the last 3 months. I'm totally focused. I'm smiling. I'm happy. I'm positive. No matter what, I know everything that we talk about is being conveyed in my attitude. So if there's anything I'm leaving, the leave behind or my drop card for you guys today is tweak your attitude and know greater things are coming. This company, I've been here since January of 2018, right?
Yes.
And ups and downs and peaks and valleys and obstacles and good and bad. And the key two words today: persistence, attitude. I'll let you go. Thank you
Love
for
it.
having me.
Thank you, Matthew. Hey, glad your health is better, buddy. I know we've been communicating offline about that, and I'm glad you've had some answers to prayers and you're all well and getting after it. And I'm glad you're leading with core rate. We've always had it. We never really led with it. Lower pricing means lower bonus revenue because lower commissions to us, but higher volumes, higher qualifications, higher quality broker, higher quality client. It's what DAC started with. And it's all we had when DAC first started was our core rate product. And we've knocked it out of the park with it. And we recruited literally today, there's a congressman, there's in DAC, booster, in one of the wealthiest people in Michigan, DAC broker. These all people started in our first month. We had no systems, nothing. What we had is a product that people recognized, people needed. And all I can say is leading with core rate will increase the quality of the broker. It will increase the quality of the client. And we still have the spillover for the people who are flex rate or giggle. But lead with core rate, that's who we are. And that's what we lead with, and you'll win. Brianna, I don't have my glasses on. I'm sorry. I think yeah, Brianna Collins. How you doing, Brianna?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So I
Good.
did have like a couple questions, but my first question was, so as a tax professional, I have my own website and like I have a lot of maybe potential clients, and I wanted to see if I was able to add my links to the website. I know you mentioned something in the trainings where we had to get permission. So I wanted to see, do I need to get permission to add the links to the website?
You're talking about adding a link in your accounting website to David Allen Capital?
Yeah, like my
Yeah.
website. Yeah, is that
No,
okay?
no, you don't need a permission for that at all. The only time you need permission is if you create your own DAC website to talk about the David Allen Capital product
Got it.
with a bunch of paragraphs and information that's not our site. Your replicated site, you can send an email and say, check out my funding, check out and link right to your replicated page. That's what we encourage you to do. So no, you don't need to get permission you could put your DAC independent broker logo right on your CPA page, say, get funding, apply here, and click on that logo, and it goes right in, or just, tell a little splash. If you're going to mention features, benefits, and start selling David Allen Capital, now we've got to approve it.
Got it. And then my next question was when they're trying to get approved for business funding and we check their FICO score, are we looking at the business score or personal score?
Great question. We look at their personal owner FICO score. We don't look at their business score at all. We
Okay.
only look at their personal FICO score. And it's a soft FICO poll, and you'll get this in certification. This is great about certification. All these questions are part of certification. You have to pass them, which is great. So you'll get that. And so soft FICO personal. And then we pull a hard credit report, not us, but Giggle on the gig funding, the 3 to 15,000, that's smaller instant funding. They actually do a hard credit pull at the very end, only after the client has accepted the money. And it is not, so if they don't get approved or if they don't say yes to the offer, they don't get a hard credit pull. But
Got
if
it.
they do, there's a hard credit pull at the very end. It's a security verification, actually. It is not a approval mechanism. It's just to make sure who they say they are. There's a lot of fraud in instant funding, so they got to verify some things. But you're going to hear more and more about decisions being made by banks has nothing to do with FICO score. There's so much other data now about people. Decision matrices. Giggle does that. Giggle makes a decision on you or your client. They don't even care about your FICO or score. They've got other ways based on your email, based on your name, based on your phone number. They can get so much data from Verizon and Facebook and the
Absolutely.
credit bureaus. It's the world is changing where FICO score isn't going to matter in another 5 or 6 years. Your history will be your history, and you won't be able to hide from your history by changing your FICO score or having it erased or modified.
Okay.
So that's a good and a bad thing. It's bad because our data is just everywhere. It's good because lenders will have a more fair way. If someone had applied for three things, their FICO score goes down. Well, that's not fair. They're being a good shopper. They want to
Right.
check out 5 different car loans to find out which one's best, and all of a sudden their credit takes a hit. That's stupid. So there are some things about credit score that's bad, but there's some things that are good. So all that, I'm on a tangent. All that to say, it's a soft FICO. I know you had another question. I'll try to answer it more
Okay,
succinctly.
yeah, and then so my last question, when it comes to marketing the funding, like so I wanted to make like videos of me talking about it. So when I do that and post it, do I need to add the logo in the video?
You know what I want you to do? Watch the certification training
Okay.
because we actually talk about that, and that way
Oh,
um, you'll have it all answered right there. But
okay.
I will say this, you can use the logo. The short answer to that specific question is you can use the DAC independent broker logo in your video. You can't use David Allen Capital in the name of the video, in the title of the video, or in the description of the video if it's going to be found in search engines.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Otherwise, if you want to do a video and say, "Hey, I'm with David Allen Capital. I'm an independent broker for David Allen Capital," and have the logo pop up, you can rock on with yourself. Take your certification and post that there. Anyone who's
Okay.
posting their certification on their social wall is getting hits. People are excited about it. I got a couple more hands up. Did
Thank
that answer
you.
your question, by the way?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. And by the way, guys, we had some people say our quiz was wrong because the FICO score was wrong on, it's a trick question, guys. What's the core rate requirement is different than the flex rate requirement. So just know that the answers are correct. There's different products we have, right? So that's why we have certification. Go ahead, McGuire Tate. How you doing, McGuire?
There we go. Doing phenomenal. I just wanted to jump on. I don't have a question. I wish I did for you just to stay in the flow, but I actually just wanted to jump in and just share some praise to my fellow brokers today, especially, we've had some great questions asked, which, from a person who's answering it mindset and someone like, myself who's been around for a little while, it's just good to see very intuitive questions because that means that people are going through the right avenues and the right paths, and are genuinely curious on how to either improve or figure out certain things in that area. So I just wanted to praise everybody, and always feel free if you have a question, even if you think it may be a lower level question, mid-level question, to always ask it, because it shows that not force a question, but if you genuinely have something, we're all here, and this is a great place to bring things like that up, because it may help someone else who's in the same spot as you. So it's just really good to hear the brokers chiming in, having their questions, because you can tell that they're actively doing all the right things and headed in the right path. So just wanted to share some kind
Engaged.
words.
Yes. Thank you, McGuire. Great compliment, great recognition. We love when people are engaged. Tonight, same thing, and Thursday night, same thing. All right, we got David Marlowe. David Marlowe.
Hey
Interesting.
there.
David,
Hey.
you're not from Michigan, are you?
I'm not. There's a
Okay.
bunch of Marlows everywhere, and they all sign up on Google with my D Marlowe, and it's a nightmare.
Well,
Yeah.
it's interesting. My wife's name is Marlowe, and she dated a David Marlowe. She would have been Marlowe. It's funny, but so I was just wondering if you were him. But anyway,
No. And if I was, I wouldn't say yes. My God.
yeah.
You dated my wife? Wait a minute. Hey, got a question. Well, three things really come up. Hey, do we report credit when people pay? Do we report them as
For the masses, no. We do have some lenders on deck lending. It's a term loan. There's some credit reporting, not to their personal, but to business. However, if they default, the negative is sent to their personal credit. So we don't get, it doesn't build credit by having it, but it does hurt them if they default.
Okay. Second thing is, so I put up a really crummy Craigslist ad that I made up, and I got 3 people signed up, and great. I don't mean to bug you every week, but did we ever put up ads, approved ads?
You didn't bug me every week, but you just reminded me. We did not put up the ad, and I'm going to write it down on my list, and I'm going to make sure it gets done before the meeting tonight.
Okay. And then the last thing, hey, we talked about leading with heart, and you were talking about putting your passion into it and starting with that. Well, I talked to a kid yesterday. He signed up with me, and I call him a kid. He's 36, and he's standing out in front of the. He's doing energy signups, so he's out in front of the supermarket, and he gets $40 a pop. I got to do 80 of these things a week. And I'm like, and I really hate it, and this and that. I'm like, dude, you're 36. I did every job in the world, and I've sold everything. I've sold like door-to-door alarms, ad special. I mean, every stupid thing. And I'm seeing him go down a path like you're going to be doing odd jobs until you're 60. And he's such a good heart kid. And it's like, when you talk about the passion, like, I want to help this kid.
Yeah.
I just want to give him the path. Cause I said to him, what do you want to make? He goes, man, if I can make 4,000 a month, I'm like, dude, good. But that's like 2 deals and without a team, without even trying. And so you can get your heart from, the top or from where you got it, or you can get it from down below. Cause like I said, this kid, I just went, yeah, man, I got to do something special with him. As long as he does the steps, I'll get on the phone with him every day. And,
Be a coach for him, right? Mentor.
Yeah. I mean, cause I said a lot of things to him and he's like, oh, wow. Oh, that's really cool. I said, stop selling features, stop selling features and start talking benefits. And he'd never heard that before. I'm like, holy crap, I know this in my sleep. Like if I can get his head right, it's going to be great. So anyway, that's it.
Yep.
Thanks.
No, I appreciate it. I think that's inspirational for everyone else who's listening too, that you can find your inspiration team, whether it's supporting that young gun coming out of college or young gal, or someone who's kind of on a dead end job and they're showing their frustration. Doesn't matter if they're 60 or 30, they're showing their frustration. Hey, there's no guaranteed income here, and not everyone's going to make it, but there's definitely an amazing potential opportunity. And for the right people at the right fit and the right dedication, this can be a significant, much better than any job salary would pay. But it's just like, I know people make $500,000 a year selling real estate, but I know dozens who don't make a dime. It's what you put into it, and you don't have to be special, but you got to do special stuff. You got to be willing to have the conversations. And David, I appreciate the reminder about the ad. I've got it on my to-do list for today now. I will post it today. It will not go another day. And I'll put it in Facebook first, and then we'll throw it in the Agent Resource Center as a potential ad. And then LMS update, guys, we're going to be emailing everybody in batches if you're not already certified. And all new agents are getting certified as we talk. Any other questions from anybody before we head out for tonight? All right, then folks, between now and tonight, are they already B2B? Would they want to help on this mission of helping business owners in your community? And if they're not already B2B, do they have the ambition to become B2B because that purpose matters enough to help business owners in their community who can't get it from the bank? And they can make some great money doing it. If so, they at least have the prerequisites to advance, to become a broker. All right. Appreciate you all. Really do. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for the engaging questions. Bring some more tonight.